So this is lesson 6, and we're going to take our painting and we're going to learn to blend. So now I'm going to take 2 of my brushes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my lights and I'm going to pull them and blend them into my darks. So let's start with my lights, and it's going to be a whoosh, 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 whoosh with my brush. It's not going to be a very heavy kind of brush stroke. It's just going to be a nice light brush stroke like this. And let me show you how I would do it with my fan brush. Just like this. Now this part really takes a lot of time. When I'm blending a cylinder, I really like to blend in the direction that I'm imagining the cylinder. And I'm going to diffuse things a little bit by blending like this. Definitely going to blend around where the cast shadows are. So important to have a diffused cast shadow. Blending the background. See how I'm staying mostly to the lights. And I'm not worrying about my darks yet. So we're going to go from light to dark. Just with a flick of the wrist. Very, very simple, very, very easy. Not going to worry too much about those edges because I'm going to be able to get them later. This is one of those things that you cannot do in acrylics. I actually never use acrylic paints, and this is one of the reasons. I spend a lot of time blending and making soft transitions between things, and that is virtually impossible in acrylics. See how it's starting to take even more form? Going from light to dark, light to dark. Whenever your brush gets too full of a color of paint, or a value of paint, I should say, just gonna take your brush and clean it out with a paper towel. Look how great, how quickly that happened. Now, don't expect it to be as easy as I make it look the first time around, but I promise you, if you keep on trying, you will not be disappointed. Okay, after I finished with my fan brush, I'm just gonna move to my chiseled brush here and do the same thing with it. It's just going to be a little bit of a harder stroke, and I'm going to do a little bit more blending of all those edges that I got going. This is the time where I'm really going to work on creating a definitive edge on everything I do. This is where the details come in. Clean my brush off quite a bit. I could always go back in with more paint, but first we're going to blend. Make sure I finish all my edges, get every inch of the painting blended. There's going to be a little lip here, so it gets a little darker underneath the lip. You see how it's just starting to slowly come together. Just take your time, enjoy the process. Sometimes what I like to do at this point is actually take the painting and put it in this direction and just hold it like this and work on it. I find sometimes it gives me a little bit more control. I can really get in with that chiseled edge. Move the paint around. So after about a half hour of blending, going back in, you should be able to complete a painting that looks like this. Now we're going to take these lessons that we learned about a sphere and a cylinder, and we're going to make a still life of an apple and a bottle of wine. Let's get started.